Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a financial report that might make you clutch your pearls just a little bit. Let's see how GlassBridge Enterprises is dealing with some serious loan drama. This report is about a potential default on a loan linked to GlassBridge Enterprises. There's a third party involved, a loan, and some pledged assets. If that sounds complex, don't worry, we'll break it all down. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community in the description below where we can chat about these filings. First up, this is a Form 8K filing, which is basically an urgent update that companies have to send to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, when something big happens that investors should know about. The date to keep in mind here is June 11, 2025. That's when things started heating up for GlassBridge. The main event here is that something happened to trigger certain financial obligations. In simpler terms, a loan might be called in early or increase in amount due to some triggering events. Back in May of 2024, GlassBridge made an agreement called a Pledge Agreement with Western Alliance Bank, or RB. Think of it like this. GlassBridge promised some of its assets to the bank as a guarantee for a loan that someone else, a third-party servicer, took out. Essentially, GlassBridge is like a co-signer on a loan. These assets are linked to something called mortgage servicing rights. This basically means the right to manage mortgage payments. These rights, or collateral, were promised to EBUI if the third-party servicer didn't pay back the loan. The value of this promised stuff was worth quite a bit more than the value of the loan it secured. As of around June of 2025, the loan was approximately $34.1 million. Now, what's really important to remember is that the assets GlassBridge pledged as security were worth at least $61.9 million. So, on paper, it looks like bubble was well covered if things went south. Here's where it gets interesting. On June 11, 2025, GlassBridge got a notice that the third-party servicer messed up. They defaulted on the loan. This happened because they didn't keep enough liquid assets, failed to deliver required financial statements, and got temporarily suspended as an approved seller. So they broke the rules of the loan agreement. Because of these failures, WB might be able to take control of those pledged assets. That means WB could potentially take over the mortgage servicing rights. GlassBridge promised as security. Despite all this, GlassBridge says they've been told that the third-party servicer is working to fix the problems quickly. So they're hoping this whole situation will be resolved without any actual asset seizures. FTU. So what does all this mean? GlassBridge is in a tricky situation because a company they are tied to defaulted on a $34 tenor bond, $4 $1 bridge, guaranteed that loan with $61 my opinions. GlassBridge is walking a tightrope here. They are betting that the third party will resolve those underlying problems. But if they don't, GlassBridge risks losing significant assets. The company's fate is largely tied to this third-party servicer. If the servicer can't fix its issues, GlassBridge will suffer. On the flip side, if the servicer manages to turn things around in time, GlassBridge will avoid a potentially very costly outcome. The biggest risk is obviously the potential loss of the $61.9 million in pledged assets. In conclusion, this filing paints a picture of a company facing significant uncertainty and risk. The next few weeks will be crucial. Keep an eye on this situation because it can go either drastically good or drastically bad. It's important to understand not only the numbers involved, but also the human element of if this company fixes the underlying issues on time or not. Alright, that's our breakdown of GlassBridge's latest filing. What's your take on these events and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. And don't forget to check out the Discord in the description where we can discuss these filings in even more detail. Thanks for watching. See you next time.